All right. It's time to start these best of 7 finals. Hope it is going to start with an explosion. Here in the bottom right hand corner is spawning the red Terran. Is Dream.
And spawn here at the top left corner of the map. He's the blue Protoss. Also from a Good Game Gaming. Give it up for Patience.
No, sorry for not knowing that, Gengar, by the way. Oh, you gotta be the most happy man in the planet for sure. And of course, welcome to the stream. I'm sure you were here before, but thank you for being here, supporting your own players, and just being an amazing sport. And supporting players is just, we all know this. Teams are so important in this scene, and everyone who wants to make their own team and support the players, support the scene, is a great man to my eyes.
Yeah, for sure. Always great to see the team bosses, coming to support their players. Of course, we have Sushi for Alpha X here supporting his event. Basically, he's the one that puts this all together, and then of course GGG Gengar for Good Game Gaming supporting his players who are now playing in the finals here.
And both really deserve this. We had two very different series in the semifinals, with Dream absolutely stomping his opponent, and Patience being able to reverse sweep his opponent. So let's see how both are gonna head up into this series. And it's interesting to note this. Both players have won 3 games in a row coming into the finals.
That is a good point. They are definitely on a hot streak right now. Oh, by the way, thank you for your kind words, Gengar, in the live chat. You're awesome too. Your team is awesome. Always great to see the StarCraft community coming together. But anyhow, we have ourselves a nice TBP, and let's see here what both these players are going to go for. Once again, Patience going for that Twilight cancel. I'm going to assume...
I'm more interested with Dream's play here, to be honest.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
These 3 Reapers are causing quite a ruckus over here. It looks like Dream was absolutely watching what was going on before. These Reapers, devastating damage right now. 6, 7 probes and counting. And now this Lonely Reaper is gonna get into the main, but still being able to deal damage, to disrupt economy, to being obnoxious some way or the other. This little probe cannot escape this Reaper. And this guy is still standing. Dream, amazing work. 8 probes killed. Man, what a head start.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys reminds me of the 300 Spartan. They're low in numbers, but boy, do they pack a punch. Only 3 Reapers getting 8 probe kills. That is a great start for Dream. And yeah, Patience not able to defend to the best of his abilities.
And that sentry just barely survived. Imagine getting the kill on that sentry as well. That would have been absolutely devastating. Even more than it already is.
Yeah,
with such an interesting play as well. It's so unique.
Yeah, you don't usually see Terran goes for a 3 Reaper opening. Now, this is a map where it's pretty small, so flying, I would say flying, even though they're like running towards the other side, is a bit more easier and more quicker because the submarine is a much smaller map. But if you're gonna actually open up with a build like that, I think this is a great map to do it on.
Yeah, definitely. And getting this head start is prompting him into being a little bit more aggressive than probably his opponent can afford to be. Patience not gonna have an easy time defending against the forces of Dream right now. The upgrades are kicking in just at the right moment. That steam upgrade is gonna finish in 8 seconds. Good scouting on the side of Patience, and there's a lot of sentries ready to force fill this army out to buy some time. But it's gonna be very hard.
Yeah, Stim is just done, and Patience definitely got to be careful. He does not want to be walking out in the middle where he's going to get, surrounded and have a nice concave for Dream. Looks like Dream going to be a bit extra careful, not going to actually quite engage. He might engage once Concussive Shells finishes, which is right now, and looks like Patience is giving chase.
Alright, let's see if Dream manages to get that concave. Oh, that's not a spot you wanted to fight in. Force fields are gonna trap so much of the army of Dream in a very awful position. Right now, it looks like Patience was able to just force Dream in a position where it cannot really engage. And that's more than enough for him to drop down the third Nexus and get a little bit of an economical advantage as soon as possible.
Interesting to note, though, that Patience does have a bit more sentries than you usually see from a Protoss against a Terran. Now, I think it is partly because, again, this map does really kind of lend itself towards it. You see a lot of kind of areas where there's like rocks where you can use the force field to section off some of the Terran army. And also, never bad to have some Guardian Shields to protect your army against the projectiles of the Marine and Marauders.
And it was also a great game sense call for him. It was just amazing to see his reaction to, okay, I get this, my opponent is getting this head start on a short map. I have to be extra careful and even investing a lot of his own gas, so delaying his stack by quite a lot proved itself to be very valuable in this scenario.
Yeah, especially since the Bao army didn't have any medevacs joined with it during the fight. So if you can force field, that means that the Terran army can't really lift them up into the medevacs to safety. So that was definitely a great call there by Patience.
Let's see if Dream manages to abuse the delay of tech on Patience side with some aggressive maneuvers, because he's going to get a very early Ghost Academy. So maybe some early EMP is gonna cut the deal for him.
Alright, looks like we have a little bit of a standstill here. Both these players not quite want to engage quite yet. And but we do see Patience once again. He's gonna go ahead and go for that, that usual Colossus army, but also sprinkle it in with some DTs. Now the DTs haven't really made impact in the previous series against a TY, but let's see if he can do a bit more damage and make more use of them in this series against Dream.
As I said in the series before, while I do agree with you that they did not deal a ton of damage, they're always such a threat. You can never count them out. You always have to be careful. Once the Dark Shrine is on the map, you just have to be extra careful about your own maneuvers. And Dream, being the aggressive, multi-prong player that he is gonna struggle a little bit more than TY against the Dark Templars, I feel.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point. TY is definitely a player that likes to do multi-prong attacks, likes to do drops, and DTs definitely help during those type of situations.
Mm-hmm. There's 4 Vikings in the production tab for Dream. These Colossi are not gonna have an easy time, especially with the EMP being so well timely into this game. But that's when the Disruptors, of course, come into play, and maybe even the Dark Templars. We will see how these 2 army clashing will go. The Vikings are nowhere near this army, and the force fields are gonna help these Colossi get a very interesting head start. Vikings gonna find themselves in a very good spot, though. Gonna get some free shots at the Colossi, while the Stalkers manage to blink forward and get one of the Vikings. they're still gonna get into a very good number. Patience army is very strong right now. Guardian shield gets used in a very, very good way. Right now, these Stalkers are getting way too much damage. EMP, as I was saying, just being an absolutely beast of a spell. And right now, the army of Patience is sand scattering. Dream is not able to break through that anyway. It's gonna clean up every single Colossus. Oh man, this Purification Nova is scary, but it's not enough. Not gonna get anywhere close. Patience gonna blink forward. That's a very brave maneuver. Purification Novas are gonna whiff. Both players are kind of licking their wounds right now, to be honest.
Yeah, but Patience losing kind of the high value units in those Colossus. Now he is trying to replenish them. But you know what? He does have a good number of disruptors. Definitely will keep a Dream at bay for the time being.
Dream adding up more of his own production structures, and he's gonna start finally his +2 upgrade. It's gonna be much needed. Patience a little bit slow on his +2 as well. More concerned about having a strong enough army. The economy of Patience once more is getting absolutely out of this world, and Dream hasn't been able to slow down the economy of Patience in quite a while. Finally, we see a Liberator getting some kills here in the top side, but the economy of Patience is a little bit out of control right now.
Yeah, he's sitting at 79, which is a very, very healthy amount. And also, he just started his +2-2. Unfortunately for him, Dream just a tad faster on that end, but it should be close enough that wouldn't even matter. But oh wow, they're just getting
full-on base trade.
Exactly. Ooh, let's see who does better in this base trade. Now we do have to remember that Patience does have to recall, so he can use that anytime he wants, but will he use it?
I think he's quite forced to do so. These Colossi are just mid-fodder right now, just came out outside of the robot and will just instantly die. He's not gonna recall, he's just gonna send his army back. After all, he lost 2 next side, but he still has 4 of them. This army is not attacking, and this is gonna be a huge fight in favor of Dream. Vikings find themselves in a very beautiful spot. Purification Novas is able to get on top of some of the army of Dream. Oh boy, this is so close. Patience doesn't really have a strong army, not as strong as the one that Dream has, but the tech is still in his favor. These disruptors are still too scary for Dream to actually fully commit into a fight.
Yeah.
And I do feel like Patience comes out of this a little bit ahead. Just a tad.
The army supply is a little bit misleading just because of those disruptors. We know all those cases where disruptors can definitely change a fight.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh man. It's gonna deal damage. Meanwhile, Zealots are gonna get warped in over here to help deal with this, but they're gonna get finally cleared. It looks like Patience has been dealing some damage of his own. Yes, but look how many gateways were unpowered. Look how many probes have died. It looks like Dream has found a way to break his opponent, force him into a full-on base trade. And I'm not too sure who's gonna win this. It's gonna be very difficult times for both players. Well, 2 Colossi are gonna come out of these robotics facilities. One of them is gonna die, the other is soon to follow. But not before killing a lot of stuff of his own. A bunch of Stalkers are gonna warp in as well. But it's not gonna be enough. The production of Dream was still alive. And Patience melts under the multi-prong of his own opponent.
Oh man, yeah, it would have been pretty tough for Patience to keep on because all his production building were shut down. He did have the Dark Shrine, but yep. I don't think he would have warped enough to clean up the rest of the army of a Dream. And yeah, it's tough to base trade against a Terran army.
It was a lot of rough engagements, one after the other. And at that point in the game, it was just about probably just sheer survival. And in that kind of scenario, it looks like Dream is able to perform a little bit better. And even in that much chaos, Dream sent his units in the right spots and broke Patience.
Yeah. Now this is a long best of 7 series, so there's plenty of more chances for Patience to come back. This is only just the first game. Looks like we're headed into Romanticide as our second map.
Yeah. Two very different maps, one after the other. Patience has shown us to be performing a little bit better on the bigger maps, even though he had an incredible game number 5 against TY on Lightshade. I'm excited to see this game for multiple reasons. And one being how incredible these two players are when they are heavy macroing.
All right, let's get into it. Why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Leading the series 1-0 is the red Terran player who's currently spawning in the top left-hand corner. Playing for Good Game Gaming, it is Dream.
All right, in the bottom right corner of the map, it is the blue Protoss player. Playing for the team of Good Game Gaming, it is Patience.
Rough start of a series for the Protoss player, but as we've seen in the previous series, he's not minding being behind apparently. So
Yeah,
he's channeling another reverse sweep, who knows.
maybe he's just garnering his Super Saiyan energy before he unleashes it onto a Dream. But yeah, Dream has been playing really well, not only just in the first game, but in the previous semifinal series against Armani. So now, granted, Armani is a Zerg player. Patience is a Protoss player. So Dream playing a completely different matchup compared to the previous series. Patience, on the other hand, he's played a Terran player in the last series, and he's playing a Terran player once again here in the finals. So he has a little bit of a warm up here to lead up into this series.
Yeah, we're gonna see what he makes of it. Being in this especially large and long map is gonna lead to some interesting scenarios with two players that know each other fairly well and know how to react to each other's shenanigans.
Now we do see TY, or not TY, Dream going for what TY did. He kind of skipped the Reaper and went straight into the Marine. So once again, going for that early factory and that early reactor. Let's see if there's a proxy starport. Now this is the last time we played here. There was a proxy starport, but there was also a Oracle that kind of flew by and was able to scout it. This time around, no starport. Never mind.
There is a starport, but it's gonna be instantly scouted by Patience. Very good game sense by the Protoss player, able to stop the starport on its tracks, or well, not really stop it, scout it before it can really be too obnoxious. Oh my god!
Oh man, that is unfortunate. But you know what?
That is an amazing play. To be honest.
Oh my god, can't he stop it? I think he's just gonna. Yeah. Oh, but another SCV there.
I don't think Patience is gonna send the Stalker.
Oh man, look at that! So smartly, just complete wall off, knowing that there's always that threat of the Hellion run by, and but she just
Patience, why? So close.
Oh man, that is unfortunate.
It's gonna be so angry itself by seeing. Oh no, I can't believe I let this finish. It was like patrolling with the Stalkers there to stop this from being completed, and the SCV just went past it and completed the starport. Now the Stalker is also going to die, and that brings him to be quite behind in every department outside of economy. Let's see how he manages the hold against these many Hellions. Not gonna be easy.
All right, let's see. How many stalkers he has? 3 stalker into the main base. Oh, looks like Dream is committing to it. He is going for it.
Ooh. The Medivac falls before being able to drop down the last alien. 3 aliens are still enough to one-shot the probe, but they're only gonna one-shot 3 of them. Beautiful force field in the main to stop these aliens from joining their compatriots. And that was a kind of a beautiful play by Patience.
Oh yeah, definitely. Losing only 3 probes, that is definitely better compared to the previous game where he lost like 5 probes or 8 probes. That was such a beautiful force field, as you mentioned. Very, very well defended.
Yeah, now he's gonna go ahead and make the first warp prism we've seen in 7 Protoss games.
You know what? I like it. You know why? Because he defended that pretty well, didn't lose too much, and he knows that with an opening like that, Dreams is not really going to have a lot on the ground. A lot of the Hellions were cleaned up. There's not going to be a lot of defenses, not a lot of tanks, because, you know, you got to use that factory to make Hellions instead of tanks in the beginning. So right now, this could be an opportunity for Patience to get some damage done.
Patience absolutely insanely good at microing these Blink Stalkers. That's a deadly, deadly situation for Dream. This encounter is not gonna be easy on the Terran player, but Patience needs to not be too over-eager with this. He needs to make the right moves at the right moments. Stopping this command center is already a great thing. And now the tanks are gonna try to siege closer to the Stalkers. One of the Stalkers immediately gets exploded by the 1 siege tank. 3 SCVs are gonna fall. The command center is gonna be finished right now. The Warp Prism finds himself a little bit trapped here in the top left-hand corner. Gonna be forcing a recall. Patience got quite a lot of good scouting while adding up his robotics bay behind this.
I wish Patience would have kind of not, you know, kind of go diving deeper into the mineral line, only because his Dark Shrine just finished. Imagine if he just kind of backed out with his Warp Prism. He can actually start warping in DTs into the main base right now. Instead, he has to recall that Warp Prism back at home, fly back here, and that's going to give a little bit of extra time for Dream to either get some turrets up or gain some extra energy for scans or get a Raven out. And well, actually, as I look at this, all the energy has pretty much been drained. Oh wait, actually, this might be a pretty dangerous timing here if there's any DTs.
Yeah, here comes the first scan. The Warp Prism not gonna be able to save these Dark Templars with the Viking being up. But now the Stalkers are coming close. This one Warp Prism is so bruised and it's gonna fall. That's a great catch by Dream. But the 3 DTs are still alive. And there's still a bunch of Stalkers ready to get some damage. Not an easy game for any of those 2 players. Their Warp Prism falling definitely hurts. A little bit of a misplay by Patience as well. And I have to say, he's not getting that super heavy tech advantage we've seen him get against TY, but he's still gonna be far ahead in terms of the quality of units he has.
Yeah, a lot of these units are actually very stemmed. Gotta be careful not to overstem there. But at the very least, Patience has delay. Oh.
Gotta get 7 probes before these zealots come clashing on top of everything. 9 probes actually. But Patience is still gonna add up a couple Archons to bulk up his forces. Before Ghosts are out, of course, they're basically a big no for Dream. He cannot engage on top of those Archons without having EMP. So he's just gonna wait for a better moment or try to outmaneuver his opponent by dropping behind the main army.
Alright, so
what a rough game for both players.
yeah, it has turned into quite an awkward game actually. I mean, yeah, Patience is quite behind in terms of the workers, but remember, he's got the 4th base just as Dream is establishing his dirt, so I mean, if he wants to, he can chrono boost out some of those probes to kind of catch back. But another Marine drop here, very, very annoying, and I think he's gonna finally clean this up.
Still took quite a lot of damage. Patience he's a player who kind of struggles when he's not ahead in economy, and he's so far behind in economy right now. It's not even fair. How Dream has been outperforming him in the macro department, getting a lot of damage on much, on very different bases. That's what I wanted to say. Please brain function. And now he's gonna get another whole lot of probes killed here in the left side. Man, these probe kills are starting to add up a little bit too much. 35 total. It's quite the number.
Yeah, this is not looking quite well for our Protoss friend, especially since his 1-1 is not done yet, so he doesn't even have the advantage of the army. And now it's kind of snowballing, and GG is going to have to tap out, or GG, Patience is going to have to tap out, and Dream will extend his lead 2-0.
What a rough game. As soon as those ghosts showed up, it was game over for Patience. Dream had almost finished his Shockwave EMP, dealt an absolutely outstanding amount of damage. He was attacking on 2 different sides, and the army of Patience wasn't able at all to clean any of those 2. So
yeah, I mean that's when Dream is playing at his best, right? When he's like being so aggressive, just multi-prong attacking the his opponent, and just kind of pulling him left, right, up and down. And Patience just wasn't able to defend that quite efficiently.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 2-0 lead for the Terran player. Very well deserved. This game number 2 was quite rough on Patience. And oh, race. Patience, you have to change your race. Patience. Okay.
Oh, there we go. All right. Awesome.
Right. Yeah, I just was saying that it was quite a lot less even than game number 1.
Yeah, and you know what? It's quite unfortunate because, Patience has such a nice opening to start off the game, right? He only lost like 3 probes, killed a lot of Hellions, took minimal losses. He could have, he definitely was in a position where he could have probably won the game and was favored to win the game, but it's one thing to be ahead, it's another thing to close out the game. So unfortunately for Patience, wasn't able to close out the game, and now Dream enjoying a pretty decent lead here. If it gets to 3-0, that's definitely going to be a hard thing to overcome. Now we did see Patience went down 0-2 against TY and was able to win 3 straight, but you're asking him to win 4 straight now against Dream. Now granted, Dream is probably going to be a bit easier opponent, but still 4 games in a row is a tough thing to do.
Absolutely. And considering how this game has already started, it feels kind of rough. But let's start with introductions real quick to head immediately into what is happening right now. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, leading the series 2-0 is the red Terran player. It is Dream.
And spawn here at the bottom left corner of the map, about to feel some cheese. It is Patience. Alright, this is a 2 gas opening, guys. This is not just a... Oh, I think this pro... Nice scouting. Ooh, nice scouting. But like I said, this is a 2 gas opening, so we might see a proxy, another proxy, maybe a proxy starport or something, but that gas is definitely going to be invested into something.
I think he's going to just get the factory as quick as possible in the main while keeping up with the Reaper production. This bunker next to the Nexus in the natural is more of a scare maneuver than anything else. The first Reaper is gonna get into the main shield battery. Is actually it's Pylon. Okay, no shield battery of course. The first Zealot is finishing and is gonna get on top of the Reaper already, while while a Stalker is gonna get
Chrono boost.
Chrono boost.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brain is dysfunctioning in his last two games.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it does buy enough time for Dream to get up that bunker. But look at Patience. He's gonna go for a proxy himself. Can't imagine anything else besides the Stargate.
Yeah, I do think it's gonna be a Stargate too. Maybe some kind of frigate blink play, but I don't think it's what he wants. Patience are gifting a probe right here next to the bunker. Just producing probes out of this nexus doesn't feel like a very safe maneuver. Patience, do not finish that probe. Do not send it there. Oh, okay. He sent it the other side just at the right moment. Bunker is gonna be salvaged. And Patience can finally start mining from his natural. Talking about naturals, Dream doesn't have one yet.
But he does scout the proxy Twilight Council here from Patience. So that's a nice... Oh, actually, forces the cancel. I would have actually let that finish probably.
I want to point this out. Patience is just giga-brained right now. Making 2 Twilight Councils in case one of them was actually scouted, the one in the proxy. He cancelled that, and he already had one going on into the main. That is just outstanding on his side. It's just very...
It's a high IQ play right there. But yeah, this game has definitely started off very, very interesting.
The proxy, of course, out of Patience is gonna be cleared. This pylon not gonna survive. A lot more, even against these Reapers, which are slowly killing it. But Patience feels safely heading into a kind of a standard play, I'd say. He has 4 gates, he has Blink. He's getting ready to defend against the Medivac. Well, he doesn't have Blink, he's researching Blink. But it's still gonna be kind of a rough going into the mid-game, since Dream kind of didn't lose anything, to be honest.
Oh man, what a beautiful building placement here for Patience. Really kind of diminishing the movement of these Hellions. So could have been a lot worse. But, oh, actually, never mind. There's these 2 Reapers in the natural as well.
Natural, yeah. This shield barrier overcharge is gonna come too late, and 9 probes are gonna end up falling. Patience getting another pylon on the top side of the map. And I think it's gonna go all in a little while, because I don't really see him coming back from these economical damages taken.
Yeah, we talked about how, like, you know, these weird games, like who would that give the advantage to? And I think it looks like Dream once again taking the advantage here, adapting to the opening here. I mean, I'm sure that they don't really practice this opening. You know, you can't really practice this exact scenario. But Dream adapting very, very well. But Patience has something to say about that. He is going to go ahead and put some pressure here with these group of stalkers.
Yeah, and it's way more than the damage he's taking this far to actually call it even. Right now he's 11 workers behind. He's been making a lot of stalkers. He's been adding up another gateway, but he's not been making a lot of probes, really. So I think it's gonna be a blink into the main, or maybe in a natural, and just try to end the game. He's so behind on everything. Blinking on top of the tank, surely gonna get a lot of damage on top of these stalkers. Stalkers are gonna fall, the tank is gonna fall as well. There is a Raven out with this as well. The Liberator is making up for a very difficult position to engage. And now with the tank unsieging and sieging back into the natural, it's gonna be even harder. Getting this orbital command would be such a great move, but it's so hard. Another blink forward, that is way too brave. Patience. He's gonna get the tank. Oh, the price that he paid is a little bit too high, and I'm not really sure if he can handle another one of these fights.
I mean, should we even be surprised? I mean, this is Patience we're talking about. His aggressive blink forward is his staple for some reason. But whether it's for better or for worse, he is the one Protoss that, you know, takes these type of risk. And oh, Adept providing high ground vision here for these stalkers. We'll go ahead and maneuver to the right side. Will we be able to get this stim? It looks like SCV is being pulled here, And this is going to be a scenario where these stalkers are going to kind of corner themselves.
Oh, Dream, that's such a nice move with the Liberator predicting the movement and getting the siege in exactly where he needed it. Not that he really needed it, because this game was already going very bad for their patience. But overall, just amazing how much economical damage Dream is able to get with so little.
Yeah. And now, Dream enjoying a solid 3-0 lead. Now, last time around, Patience needed to go Super Saiyan to defeat TY. I think this time around he's going to need to go Super Saiyan and then go Super Saiyan 2 level in order to overcome this deficit, because it's not looking good for our blue Protoss friend.
Absolutely, man. He's gonna need 4 in a row. Dream is at match point. He has 4 match points to win this series. And it isn't really looking close this far. TY was an opponent. Patience was able to find the key of how to beat him. But Patience certainly doesn't look like he has found the key to beat Dream. And we're heading into game 4. And there's an axe pending upon Patience's head right now.
Yep, Oxide LE will be our 4th map, and we'll see if Dream is able to close it out or Patience will keep his lifeline up and running. But anyhow, here we go.
Alrighty, guys. It's game number 4 of this best of 7 finals. We have our first match point of the finals, spawning in the top right hand corner. As the red Terran player, he plays for Good Game Gaming, and he needs 1 victory to win it all. Make some noise for Dream.
By the way, thank you, Sonali, in the chat, casting the fire. I appreciate it. Anyhow, here in the bottom left corner of the map is the blue Protoss playing for Good Game Gaming. He is the one with the dream. He has a dream to go 4-0 in these next 4 games. Can he do it? It is Patience.
Oh, that will be... If beating TY in a reverse whip is a titanic feat, I don't know what to call this, man.
You could call it one man with a dream. Oh, thank you, Cynical Death, also casting the fire. Appreciate it. But yeah, this is going to be on Oxide LE, a little bit of a different map.
A map that really asks for the player to be aggressive. Map control, map vision is just overall a little bit too important to give up on this map. Being aggressive, stopping your opponent from getting like a foothold on this ramp next to the vert is absolutely pivotal to the success of any of those 2 players. So we will see who's gonna be able to get more of that map control and just be able to get a head start into the mid game.
Yeah, now we do see a little bit of a opening here with the Reaper this time around. Now, do you think Dream is going to go for the same 4 Hellion drop build, or I think it's going to be a little bit different here?
I don't think he's going to go for the same thing here on Oxide. I do think it's going to be just a little bit more of a standard Widowmine drop. I may be wrong, but I do feel like that is probably the best thing you can do. Doesn't mean he will do that, because sometimes player likes to have some kind of surprise effect, like with the Hellion play we saw before.
Yeah, and you gotta keep in mind, you know, when you're up 3-0, there are kind of opportunities for you to take a little bit of risk. Maybe go for a build that you don't normally go for. Like, I don't know, maybe a battlecruiser opening or something of something that crazy. But yeah, that kind
would be very crazy.
Yeah. but it definitely gives some leeway for Dream to try out different stuff if he wants to.
We see Widow Mines in production, as well as the starport. There is one alien, of course, is gonna go ahead and get some scouting information and provide the information about the best possible size from where to send, not side, I meant to say, to where to send the medevac, which is probably going to be the natural, to be honest. I don't think Patience is gonna keep the main undefended right now.
Yeah, well, that hallucinated Oracle does scout what's up, and he does see a reactor barracks, no add-on on the factory, which kind of gives a little bit of a giveaway that is Widow Mines. And so I think he should be expecting Widow Mines coming his way.
There's a third Nexus coming from Patience, good timing, as well as Robo. And Stalkers spread in two different sides to help against the Widowmine drop, but there's also an Hellion and a Reaper with that. So it's just not about how quick you are with your reactions with the probes. You also have to deal with everything else. Here comes the Sentry. Just that positioning for the Sentry, amazing. But I do feel like the Sentry is gonna go down, and that's not good at all. Sentry is gonna fall. His Widowmine will get a beautiful oh my god. I don't believe that he didn't get the shot he was getting. That Reaper grenade was looking insanely good, stopping these probes from escaping. But instead, the Widowman got only 2 probes. It was that close to being a disaster for Patience, and instead it worked out pretty well, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, that's as good as you can really ask for. Only losing 2 probes, was able to stop it no problem. Got that dirt up and running. I mean, yeah, he's in great shape. Once again, he's in putting himself in a position where he can definitely win this game. But the question is, can he close it out? Can he put the finishing move to at least secure the first points on the scoreboard for himself?
It's definitely going to be very hard. Dream has set up a defensive perimeter that is going to be insanely hard to break. But I was talking about getting the map control in the mid-game. It looks like Patience was able to do that. And now he's also threatening a blink into the main. Just being this aggressive on this map plays out so much in your favor. It's just so important to be able to get control, since it's kind of a small map, but it's very hard to maneuver around it.
Yeah. Alright, Stim and Combat Shield going to be researching, but it's quite a bit late, as you could tell, just because of that Widowmine opening. But yeah, Patience right now, all he needs to do is just sit back, just macro up, chrono boost those probes, get those tech structures, get more production buildings. As you can see, he's getting the thermal lance, getting the +1 weapons, and adding some more gateways, and just make sure, you know, he has map vision, some nice map vision to see that where if there's any potential drops, because you don't want to give up your advantage right now. Just give it up because you can't prepare for a single medevac drop.
Yeah. It's an interesting position the Stalkers are finding themselves in. I don't really believe they're gonna get out of there unscathed at all. Here comes the recall. A poor little Stalker there takes one for the team.
Oh man, one brother took it one for the team.
Oh man, it's still gonna be 3 Stalkers killed, basically for free, in exchange for 3 SCVs. Not really the best thing possible. And now here comes the drop you were talking about over here. Not really gonna get much. Medic is just gonna instantly fall. Both players kind of trading blows right now. But it is Dream who's going to be the player getting an offensive, aggressive posture. A lot of observers are going to be killed in this game. How many? Like 2 already down? It's kind of a lot. And 2 medivacs are gonna go ahead and drop into the main. There's a lot of Stalkers over there though. So I don't really think that Dream should be able to get any damage.
Alright, Colossus in production. That's definitely going to help out with the Marine Marauder bio. And but then you got to remember, that's a kind of almost full energy Raven that has enough for, I think, like 2 or 3 interference matrix. So he's definitely going to have to make sure he has enough ground army to buy enough time to hold off for those interference matrix to run out of time before those Colossus get back into action.
And also take a look at the upgrades. Right now, +2 out of patience is gonna finish before +2/+2 for Dream. These 4 medivacs on the left side are gonna be very important, but it doesn't really look like patience is struggling with these army numbers. He can keep his army split the way he has, and with these stalkers being in the left side, in the main of patience, there's no way those 4 medivacs can fly past. Here, Dream is setting up on the right side. Beautiful play forward. He's gonna get the Raven. Interference matrix, good for none if the Raven dies. And also, this anti-armor missile is just gonna last a little while. The Raven is gonna be dead forever. Of course, Dream is gonna try and abuse this moment just now that he can abuse the fact that this army of patience is gonna take a little bit more damage. But it's not gonna last a lot of time, and patience has a lot of heavy tech units right now. Oh, blinking forward on top of a Widow Minefield, not the best move ever. But these Colossi are surely packing a punch. Patience leading themselves to what is a very strong mid to late game transition. Here Dream is gonna do a little bit better job than TY did at keeping him on track, and he's gonna force a cancel on his 4th Nexus. But Patience is still gonna be able to shoo away even this other side of the army of Dream. While Dream gets his +2/+2 upgrades, licks his wounds, and get ready to attack again once Shockwave EMP is done.
Once again, going for the Ghost against the Colossus army, but this time around he's actually mixing with the Vikings as well, so that should help deal against the Colossus that Patience is going for. And then once you also have the Colossus dealt with, you're going to have the Ghost to just deal the EMPs to the Sentries, to the Stalkers, to the Zealots, and that is going to be a pretty tough order, I guess, the pretty tough army to deal against. So Patience definitely going to need to add in some splash damage units, and it looks like he is going to go with the Disruptors. He might also want to go ahead and add in some Archons even, or maybe even some High Templars, but Disruptors, at least he has an additional splash damage unit.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like Patience feels comfortable with Storm more than he feels comfortable with a heavy Colossi in his Raptor army. Oh my god, that Concave is just something out of this planet. Dream is gonna get such a great engagement, but the force fields are gonna make it this insanely hard for Patience, for a Dream to maneuver around. It's still gonna be a huge force field wall keeping out this army out of there, but these force fields don't last forever. And now another Concave is gonna come clashing on top of these Colossi. Colossi weren't quite able to get on the bulk of the army of Dream. And man, that was a rough fight. Still, Patience has enough army to apparently get forward and forward. This one Purification Nova is not gonna collapse on top of all of that, and Dream still survives. Nonetheless.
Oh man, what a beautiful target fire by Dream in the midst of that. Targeting fire on the Disruptors to make sure those Disruptor Novas do not go off.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful. It was so close for comfort though. And right now, Patience finds himself in a little bit of an off spot. The army of Dream is coming collapsing on 2 different sides. Not the best spot for Disruptors to fight in. But still gonna find a way to back off out of there. There's a beautiful Concave preset by Dream, ready to welcome the army of Patience with open arms. And Patience needs to remaneuver around it. These Vikings still finding a way to get some good shots on top of the Colossi is gonna be the most important thing. Here comes the army of Patience clashing. The Vikings are indeed getting good shots, but so are the Disruptors. Disruptors are getting a little bit too ahead of themselves. And now the Stalkers need to blink on the left side to keep them from dying. These Colossi are still staying. Another EMP goes on top of them to keep their health low and help the Vikings deal with them completely. It looks like Dream has done it, guys. He's gonna be the champion. of today's event, but this last game was way closer than the others.